So this is going to be our new addition to our garden chicken area. We are going to have a home beehive. And I'm in contact with a local bee farm. They are ordering the queen bee and getting me a 5-panel nook, which it'll end up being a 10 panel brood box at the bottom. So this is one of those, well, they call it the Flow Hive, but it's not really the Flow Hive brand. It's a one off of eBay. It's pretty much just a generic version brand of it, half the price. So you got your bottom box, which is where the bees build their nest and lay their eggs and stuff like that. There's a screen in here. I think they call it an excluder, meaning the queen cannot go up into this part and lay eggs in this part, because this is where we collect the honey. So it's basically, the screen is small enough, or like, well, yeah, I guess small enough so the queen cannot go through it, but the worker bees can go up and down it. And they are, so the Flow Hive panel box, so you can have an actual access to look at it, so you can see the bees doing all their work on this side and on the other side. So that's pretty cool. And this half, close off all the holes and stuff like that up here on the top and on the bottom, because I want the bees to kind of go in on the other side. So we got this, which this little panel here is you pop these things out. If I can get them out, I'm probably going to need to keep pliers or something here. There we go. Pop one of them out, and then you have a little metal bar. You go in and you push this down, and then it moves those little combs and breaks their seal, and the honey could flow all the way down. Well, and then you just use the bar, pop it back up to put it back in place. Get this back in there. And then this, if I can get it out. Alright, so this panel is the Flow Hive part, so which you just turn these things, pop them out, and that's where it's thinking you pull these little comb things down, and it switches it and kind of breaks that little seal that they got going on from their honey, and then all the honey will flow out here, and you put a little tube here and you can pour it down in your little mason jars or whatever type of jars. So this is an automatic one where you don't have to scrape and clean and pull it out, but bees will obviously outgrow this, so, and I will have to either split them apart or whatever I need to do to maintain it. But yeah, it's a little hard to do this with one hand. Yeah, because it's a snug, tight fit. And then once you get that, I'll close back up. There we go. So on the other side is where I have the openings for the bees. So with the bee farm, since they're going to get me a whole nook, what I'm going to do is either, I don't know if I'm going to keep mine on the bottom and put theirs on the top, but I'm going to have 2 brood boxes, like 2 for their family, so it'll be a bigger hive. So I'll put one here, put another one on top, and then take this queen excluder and put it in between there, and then this, what is it, the extra storage where it's just the honey, and then that'll go on top, so it'll probably be about this high, all the way up to about here or something. So, and will be a 3-tier box, and I built some little jars so I can put some sugar water maybe in the winter if they're needed, because of obviously, I mean, I have a garden, I have lots of flowers all the way through. Everything's gonna be blooming. We're in wetlands, got flowers everywhere, all over the place, so they should have enough food supply or some nectar or something like that. So, but I did this so I can basically fill them up, put little holes in it. Bees can go in. They can kind of go in through here. Kind of keeps it netted off, so there's just a little access like right here, and they can go in, and then they can just go in through their little home area, and then kind of go in through there. So that'll be the only opening. Probably this generic version had 2 holes here, 2 holes on the other side, and it's just too many openings, because that's a lot of openings for the bees to get in and for other bees to kind of fight or do whatever. So I'm probably going to close these ones off. I was kind of still debating because I was wondering if for aeration, kind of so it can be aerated, but I'm still debating on whether to keep it there or maybe just close off one for airflow throughout the whole thing, so we can actually have just the 2 openings on the bottom and the 1 little circle on the top, and then that'll maintain it, keep the bees on this side. To an extent, obviously they all flutter all over the place, can't just control bees, but at least it has their entrance going there, and I'll be able to do the honey from the back side. I kind of built a little table just so I can put all the jars and stuff on there and maintain it there. Screened off this. We do have kids. I don't need them constantly going over to this side, so just basically it's a visual for the kids to not go up right next to it over onto the back side of it. I might just actually take some of that actual fine screening that I have there and lay it over this, just so the bees are just kind of like over there. You can't really control bees. They fly. They go high. I think it's more of a visual for me and the kids, so they understand, like, stay back about here. You can look at the bees, but don't go near them. And that's what we got going on for the beehive. And I'll probably get those, get that nuc box in a couple weeks and get that set up.